Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Nature Diaries. It's Saturday and we decided we wanted to venture not too far, so we've come to Labrador Bay, which is it's quite near to Maidencombe, in between Shoulden and Torquay. And we've just started our walk, and there's a skylark, and it was flying up above us and making a beautiful song. If Stu's managed to film it, I might input that next. But yeah, come along with us. I've actually, considering that I grew up in Teignmouth, I've never been here. Seems ridiculous now, but... So we're going to go for a little stroll, enjoy some nature, and hopefully we might see some Cirl Buntings, because they're a species. Were they reintroduced or just conserved? Yeah, so they've been... It's a small bird species that's been reintroduced and also conserved and protected here. So we're going to see if we can spot one of those.
This is an emerging theme for Nature Diaries, Laura trying to film butterflies. She's going after marbled whites here, which we've seen quite a few of, but she's desperate to get the footage. And now she's heading into the nettles with shorts on.
We think we may have found a Cirl Bunting. Cirl Bunting? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I think I might have managed to pick it up on the recorder. I haven't seen one yet, but I just need to be 100% sure of the species, and I'll let you guys know. We've just gone online and identified the bird sound, and it's definitely a Cirl Bunting. So we found one, we just haven't seen one with our eyes yet. But we're going to keep loitering around this hedgerow and hopefully we'll be able to spot it. It's quite cool because when I was doing my final year of university at the University of Plymouth, one of my animal conservation science lecturers worked on the Cirl Bunting kind of rewilding project and conservation project, and a lot of her work involved recording the vocalizations that they made. So I'm really happy that I managed to get some audio of the Cirl Buntings to share with you guys. I'm sorry if I'm unable to get any actual footage, but I might be able to find a photo somewhere online for you so you can put a face to a sound.
So these hedgerows just in front of me is where the Cirl Bunting is, and in the UK they're only really found in limited places in the southwest, so they're more widespread throughout Europe, but they've really struggled in the UK. And in the 1980s I believe they were down to just around 100 pairs of breeding individuals, so you can see that's a really big conservation problem. Now thankfully, with the work of several organisations working together along with farmers and landowners, the population's up to just below 900 pairs, so it's quite a good success story in South Devon.
I can see some movement over in this bush. I think there might be some Cirl Buntings in there. I'm really sorry guys, I really wanted to get some footage for you of the Cirl Buntings, but they're so shy. which I keep saying in these videos is a really good thing. It just means that they'll be better protected and able to look after themselves because they're not, they're quite afraid of us, so they stay away. But it just means I won't be able to get any lovely footage of them to show you, but they were definitely in that bush. They got a lovely call, so I'll definitely play that for you in a bit, if I haven't already. But there's also, there's loads of these marbled butterflies everywhere as well, so it's just a really nice little nature spot. If you're into butterflies and birds and things, it's definitely worth coming down here for a walk if you live nearby, or next time you come down to Devon on a holiday. But oh, I just got attacked by a horsefly, so I'm going to get out this field because I react pretty badly to horseflies.
So more good news from Labrador Bay is actually the farmland is organically farmed. This really shows because just walking around the field we've seen quite a diversity of plants, but we've also seen several species of butterfly and also dragonflies and other invertebrates, where if chemicals were used intensively on the land, those species would die. The organic farmland is also really good news for the Cirl Buntings, because these birds don't really travel that far, and during the springtime and summertime they feed their chicks a diet which is quite diverse in invertebrates. However, during the winter time they rely more on grains and seeds. Now these grains and seeds are often provided by farmers, leaving them set aside and working with organisations such as the RSPB to make that possible. So it is really a good example of landowners and conservationists working together.
So we've just come into this field looking for Cirl Buntings, and we noticed there's seeds scattered all over the floor here. So we just had a sneaky peek inside these bins, and they're full of bird seed. So obviously the RSPB who look after this land must scatter bird seed for the Cirl Buntings to make sure that they're fed all year round. Now that we've identified the call of the Cirl Bunting, I'm hearing them absolutely everywhere. They're just all along the hedgerows, chatting away, loving the sunshine obviously, and this beautiful view.
Another great example of wildlife farming, you can see the set aside or the field margins in this field where there's quite a high diversity of wildflowers. Also in the field a bit further back we keep seeing skylarks going down and flying into the grasslands, and they really benefit from this farmland as well because they are actually a ground nesting bird. So they'll nest in March and April, and what they'll do is find a shallow hole or scraping in the ground, but they really want to be protected, so they benefit from long grass being around the nest. So also on Labrador Bay, conservation grazing is used and in place. So this is where cattle are used, or sometimes ponies, just to selectively graze the land. And the idea of conservation grazing is it's done on quite a small scale, but it just promotes the plant diversity. So it allows wildflowers and various grasses and so on to actually grow. Now, livestock and domesticated animals such as ponies have sort of replaced the role of big wild animals in the UK to undertake this conservation grazing. But we've just heard on the news some exciting news that bison might be returning to the UK for the first time in thousands of years. Now these bison potentially could replace the role of domestic animals in naturally grazing and promoting plant life within our own countryside. And I think that's something we'll probably explore in more depth in one of our conservationist podcasts.
This is one of the first things I learnt that was kind of nature and holistic health based. I've just been stung by a stinging nettle on my leg. So where there are stinging nettles, there will be dock leaves. So I'm going to rub this on my bite and it should reduce the pain. we've come here today to look for birds, but if that isn't good reptile habitat, I don't know what is. If you want to see a video where we actually find an adder in the wild, check it out. I'll put it in the description box for you, and there'll be a card in the top right corner. So hopefully these nature diaries are giving you guys some inspiration to, you know, get out and explore your local areas. But I just wanted to say that if you don't find like walking in nature that entertaining and you're trying to find inspiration, I would say just get curious. Like, go out wherever it is, even if it's your usual walk around the park, but start looking a little bit closer at things. Like, Stu's been here before. I haven't, but Stu's been here before, and even though he has been here before, we're looking really closely at things. So like looking at what wildflower species there are, we're taking recordings of bird calls, we're looking at the way the land's farmed. We're just getting really curious and really delving deeper into what's here, you know, beyond the kind of initial visual of things. And that just gets you really like knee deep in things and makes your little walk in nature a lot more interesting. I may not have seen Cirl Buntings today, but the goldfinches never let me down. There's one just over there sat on a thistle bush, which is adorable. We've just got back in the car and we tried really hard to get you some Cirl Bunting footage, but to no avail. It felt like by the end that they were mocking us because we kept hearing them in bushes, and then we'd run to the bush or we'd stalk a bush for a bit, and like I can hear them but I just can't see them anywhere. And occasionally we'd see one fly across a field or something, but one day we'll get you some footage. If I can find some royalty-free stock, I will input some so you know what they look like. But we just had a really nice little leisurely stroll around Labrador Bay, enjoyed the sunshine, enjoyed the view, and done a bit of geeking out on Cirl Bunting conservation. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to our channel, because we're always uploading cool conservation based stuff, lots of wildlife and nature excursions, how-tos, podcasts, all the stuff that we love. So make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss a thing, and we'll see you in the next video.